very good afternoon. Welcome to it. This is Ekse. We're coming to you live right here on Cape Town TV. It is a Monday, so I'm quite excited about today's show because, I mean, it's jam-packed and we have a lot of guests today and we'll be talking to them later on the show. But anyways, I go by the name of Zaida, and of course, I'm not riding all solo. You guys will be seeing a new face here and you're probably wondering, who is this guy? Like, what is he doing there? But anyways, that is actually Siyasanga, and he's our guest presenter for today. And guys, we actually just want to welcome you, man, on the show.
Thank you.
And I hope you're going to have a fabulous show today. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you very much for the welcome to the show.
Oh, that's okay.
I get Cape Town. We are live at Cape Town TV. Siyasanga Mbikwana, as said before. And please, if you like this space, if you like this presenting, do holler in our social medias.
Right?
Yeah, our social media handles are Ekse_live on Facebook. We are Ekse on Cape Town TV for vote. To vote for Siyasanga, the hashtag to use is hashtag Ekse. My vote is, and then Fake Kamalake. Throughout the week, we'll be having guest presenters that are gunning for your votes. Make sure that you vote for your favorites so that they stay through and stick it through our Pio show. In Namhlanje, we've got the Gary Christian Foundation who are going to be talking to us about the work that they do, so you do not want to miss that out.
Yes, guys, and also we do have the African Scholars Fund, so they will be joining us later on the show. We'll be talking to them about their initiative. And of course, guys, I don't know if you guys know, but like this past weekend, it was lit. It was all glitz and glam, as it was the Grammys annual, awards. And guys, I loved what Alicia Keys was actually, dressed in, the red dress. It just looked so simple and nice, buttoned down, and she just looked fabulous, simple and fabulous. I don't know what you guys think. Look at that dress; it's beautiful.
Cardi B?
Cardi B.
You
The
think Cardi
crazy
B?
outfit that she had.
She always goes
Chanel
extra
Monet.
though.
I love it. I love her. Look at that.
Oh my
She looks
word.
like a mermaid flipped upside down.
How much do you think that cost?
I don't give
Millions of dollars, that's for sure, millions. There was also Janelle Monet, the singer, who was fine
I love
in her
that.
black
I
and
feel
white.
like for that dress, you have to lose weight.
Ne?
And you have to look fabulous. The skin must be glowing.
The
Everything
pressure.
must just be popping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is that all you have?
I think so.
Those
And
three.
you, weren't you watching the awards?
Sweetheart, let me
where
tell
were
you where I was. I was at the Cape Town Electronic Music Festival. It
okay.
was a mess.
Right.
Crazy. We cannot wait to share that with you. It was amazing. There were people like, I forgot.
Aibo.
You were just having so much
Yeah,
fun.
but I got to interview my ultimate favorite female rapper ever up in South Africa.
Oh, who's that?
Monroe. I mean,
wow.
Zaida, I closed the year up at Ekse, interviewing my favorite band, Ibongo Muffin, and now I got to interview Patty Monroe. Don't you,
No, you did that.
don't you hate my life?
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, I
Are you
hate
not
you right
jealous?
now, but I think
Yeah.
we should actually go on for trending news, and we'll be right back
Yeah,
after
and
this.
Nikop was there.
Yebo. All right, welcome back. This is it. This is Ekse. We're coming to you live right here on Cape Town TV. It is, of course, a Monday afternoon, and right now it's time for us to actually give you on what's been trending on our social media platforms. And I know, Sia, you actually got something about Malema or something like that.
Betunana. Hey. Your fave, Julius Malema. Okay, he's my fave. Julius Malema was reportedly accused of assaulting a female parliamentary protection and security services officer. The incident between the red overalls, the EFF, and the police officer occurred on Thursday night after the State of the Nation address sonar by the South African President Cyril Ramaphosa in Parliament. I love him. I love him. We need more of people like Cyril Ramaphosa. Not Cyril. Well, that was very
Malema,
awkward.
exactly. Moving on, guys, but with some tragic news. A man fell down from the 9th floor of the Johannesburg Hotel in Twist Street in Hillbrow on Sunday morning. Now, when the paramedics arrived at the scene, the man was already dead, laying on the side of the road. Now, the ER24 spokesperson, Werner, said in the statement, the exact circumstances surrounding the incident is not yet known, and the police, attended the scene will conduct the investigation. Now, the eyewitnessing accounts of the incident, some claim that the man was stabbed and then pushed from the building while some of them they actually say that he actually jumped. Oh,
Tragic.
and that's why our hashtag for the day is suicide prevention. We're gonna have a talk about that later on the show, but like this is some tragic news, like it's so emotional. Moving on
from that was Hillbrow. Moving on from Hillbrow onto the VAL. VUT students are currently striking because of the NSFAS hasn't yet paid their fees, let alone other varsities where they have been given your funding for books, as well as your textbooks and food. They've been given their funding. Close to 5,000 students in the VAL have not been yet registered, and this is exactly why they are sitting outside at the moment.
And it's fast. It always happens each and every year. Like the beginning of the year, it's always NSFAS drama.
Yes.
Students are just like sitting outside of the university. They're not doing anything. They're waiting for NSFAS and their funds. Like, come on, NSFAS, do something.
Yeah.
You make a promise, just deliver. You know what I mean? Exactly.
Yes.
But moving on to more dramatic news. Dramatic rescue of the baby underway in Durban. This is very tragic. Now, a Durban specialist has rescued a newborn baby who was dumped in a storm water drain in Newlands East. Now, the emergency services was alerted on Monday morning, the 11th of February, as the local residents heard, the crying of the baby from the underground dump. It took 3 hours to dig up the tunnel and free this infant, but guys, this is very tragic. I just don't want to go on and talk about it because
I cannot even imagine it. That
right?
crying.
Who does that? Who dumps a baby in a dump?
I mean, rather give it up for adoption.
Exactly.
Why
even wait for 9 months to have a baby and then you go and throw them away?
So unfortunate.
Yes,
very,
guys.
very, very
I don't know what you
unfortunate.
guys think. Go on our social media platforms. Let us know what you guys think. But right about now, I think it's time for us to go on a break.
Then afterwards, we have amazing guests.
I think there's a clip.
Is it?
I think there's a clip. Let's go and check it out right now. We'll be right back. Nali Bali.
What's up, everybody? I'm J, better known as Ubud Fliki. Namhlanje silapha eHarare Mchana. This day, the 1st of Feb, is celebrated as Read Aloud Day around the world. And namhlanje we out here at library eHarare to celebrate with Inalibali as they take reading and storytelling to the next level. I'm very excited to be here as I'm going to read in different languages. Makesambe and Sibiose. And right now I'm joined by Sis Agnes, who's the curriculum advisor all the way from the Department of Education. Sis Wam, thank you so much for joining us. Must tell about the Department of Education, especially Xhosa. Intoni eniyenzayo to encourage reading kwabantwana?
Amaxesha amaninzi kwicurriculum yethu yohluliwe sinezakhono ezine. Isakhono sokuqala ke kukufunda nokubukela. So siyakhuthaza kakhulu ke abafundi bethu bafunde imifanekiso, bafunde netekisi. Njengoba befunda imifanekiso bakwazi uku-interpreta lento bayibona emfanekisweni bayizise emagameni. Esinye isakhono sethu ke kukuphulaphula nokuthetha. Funeka utishala ngamanye amaxesha abafundele okanye abamamelise kwimedia ibali then baveze ke ngokuba bakwazile na ukuphulaphula. Sinye isakhono sethu ke kukubhala.
Zakhe waza uAfrika wabaleka ngqo waya kungena siyava ke ubana uAfrika ebephulekene nomamakhe then utheka wabona nomamakhe wavuya then umama wazivula izandla ubana azohaga umntana wakhe wathini.
Right about now, ngiphethe Sis Judith, who is a worker apha e-library. Make sure ukuthi uyabafundela abantwana. Sis wam, sabule ngokuba lapha nathi.
Nathi siyanamkela kakhulu niyenzile imini yethu.
Thank you so much. Masthethe about i-library yaseHarare. Yintoni eniyenzayo apha e-library to make sure abantwana bazi apha e-library uzodlala?
Apha e-library sisi staff siphela. Uqala ngoMvulo
uyotsho ngolwesibini qho xa kuphuma isikolo siba nee-sessions ze-story hour. Omnye ukholigi wethu unabantwana bakhe ngomvulo abafundela istory, phinda nangolwesibini sibafundela istory uyotsho ngolwesine, and sibafundela nje istory sibanika ithuba into yobana kwesi story yintoni abayibambileyo, yintoni ebalulekileyo, zeziphi ii-characters ezingongqa phambili.
Amazing. Namhlanje inalibali inivizithele and you're celebrating a World Story Day. I-initiative ezinje zinceda njani?
Zinceda abantwana ukuthi bahlale befunda, because xa ufunda incwadi ulwazi lwakho luyanda. When you read, reading a book is a great traveler. So siya instilla a culture of reading at a young age. Ibe lapha egazini bakhule nayo bafunde incwadi, and ukufunda incwadi akupheleli njena nasesikolweni xa befunda isyllabus icurriculum yabo ibiyabancedakala into yobana bazoba ne-confidence.
Ulahlekile, ndiyeva ukuba ukhathazekile, kuvakala ngathi ukufutshane nevenkilana ethengisa incwadi. Yize masibaleke asanda, utsho asanda ke nabo bayabaleka siyababona masine.
Well, right about now, ndiphethe Mrs. Josh all the way from Isiphiwe Primary School salapha eKhayelitsha. Miss unjani?
Ndiphilile. Kutizana njani nina?
Nam ndiphile miss. Masithethe about World Read Aloud Day. Iminisha ntoni kuwe as utitsharakazi?
Mna iza kusinceda kakhulu, iluncedo kakhulu. Ndiyayivuyela futhi le mini kuba izawuhlala ebantwaneni. Okokuqala njengoba siyenzile nje sayenza esikolweni, kusasa nje siqale esikolweni Esiphiwe Primary School, then ngoku apha kunalibali sizokuyiphinda apha kule library yaseHarare.
Bonke abantu baseMzantsi waba ngumuntu wokuqala ukubiza abantu isizwe esingumnyama. UDesmond Tutu wazalelwa eKlerksdorp, eTransvaal, eMzantsi Afrika. Xa wayeneminyaka eli-12, usapho lwakhe lwafudukela eJohannesburg. Wafundela ukuba ngutitshala ePretoria Bantu Normal College. Ngo-1954 waqalisa izifundo zakhe zokuba ngutitshala umfundisi wamatshetshi. Umsebenzi eMzantsi Afrika, wabuyela eMzantsi Afrika waze wonyulwa njengedini yamatshetshi yaseSt Mary's Cathedral eJohannesburg. Ngemibhalo kunye
Well, ndiphethe umuntu ofunda kwi-levels zasekhaya uMbali. Mbali unjani?
Ndiphilile khona njani wena?
Ndiyaphila. Mbali kuthiwa wawina i-competition, ngawusicela yeyiphi le competition wayewinayo and sesiphi ezi story wasibalisayo?
Ndawina i-competition yakonalibali, istori endandisichaza sisinguDesmond Tutu.
Esi story wawusibalisa wawuthetha ngantoni kuso?
Ndithetha ngomntu oliqhawe lakho, umntu oyihero yakho, umntu okwenzela izinto ozithandayo.
Masithethe ke ngofunda, waye kubalulekile kuwe njengomntana ba usoloko ufunda incwadi zakho?
Ngoba ukufunda kokona kule nto kwenza impilo ibe yinto engcono.
So xa umdala ke kunje uthanda ufunda kakho uzoba yintoni?
Soba yititshala.
Titsharakazi. Well guys, that of course Umbali, she won in Nalibali competition where she was telling a beautiful story about her hero, which is Ubaba Desmond Tutu. Well, there you have it guys, celebrating Read Aloud Day with Nalibali right here in Harare. I had an amazing time where we were teaching Abantwana to read and of course tell amazing stories. Kamlam Nusnalo Tunasi, this is Ekse Besikona, bringing you nothing but the best of education.
Oh man, it is so cute to just watch those little ones read in their mother tongue and of course reading books. Let's carry on doing the great things right here in South Africa. But anyways, our hashtag for the day is hashtag suicide prevention. Now, there's a tweet that's coming from Pat Han. It says, suicide is never an option. Seek out to your loved ones, talk to them, inform them about your problems. Don't think that no one wants you. Now, you need to RT for raising awareness and helping as much people as possibly can. Now, Tom Fish is also saying that to anyone that had suicidal thoughts in 2018, I am so glad that you're still with us. I'm also glad, man. You matter, you are loved, you are important. That one is powerful. I'll just leave it there because there's still more tweets coming through. I can see my Twitter page is actually buzzing. Keep it right there on with our hashtag, hashtag suicide prevention. But on the yellow couches, we have Olama, and it's still our guest presenter, Siyasanga, and of course we have our first guest of the show. He is Sibuyile. Is coming from where is he coming from, guys? I'm so sorry. I just got carried away. Shane. I'll just leave it to you guys. He is the Gary Christian Foundation.
And before that, however, I would like to remind you that if you are part of the youth and would love to tell us more about yourself, please do drop an email on Ekse at capetowntv.org. Tell us, in whatever spectrum that you are in, whatever you're doing, do drop us an email. We want to hear from you.
And of course, if you like what he does for you, Siyasanga, you can vote for him using the hashtag Ekse. My vote is, you can tag us on Facebook, it's Ekse, on Cape Town TV, on Twitter, it's Ekse, on Ekse_live, pardon me. So now the Gary Christian Foundation, the foundation is Sekasi, that is making infrastructure so that it is accessible and safe for township youth to be part of the cricket nation. Am I correct, Sivile?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming through and uzosifundisa Gary Christian Foundation. Hello, Gary Christian Foundation. When was it founded and stuff like that?
All right, thank you. First of all, let me just say thanks to Ekse for hosting me today. Gary Christian is a former South African cricketer, and he's a World Cup winning coach. I think he's the only man that he has won the World Cup in the entire country. And he has got his foundation and he has got his academy. His foundation started in 2015 in Kairisha, and he's got some few schools. He's got some few schools, 5 schools that he's running now. He's got 5 coaches as well that are working for him. And he has built infrastructure, and he's providing equipment for kids to be able to play cricket.
Sorry for a second. I think your mic has a problem, just a little bit. Sorry about that. I think there's a battery problem or something.
And if you have any questions for Sivile and about the Gary Christian Foundation, you can call us on 021-448-0448 or follow us on Twitter, it's Ekse_live. On Facebook, it's Ekse, on Cape Town TV. And later on the show, we also have African who? Quickly remind me. You read the
African Fund.
African Fund.
Yes.
Thank you for that. They'll also be coming through the
yes.
show. That's Banzi about that stuff. So are we ready for him?
No, we're still getting
So I guess Zaida, you can hit us up with the hashtag.
All right, so
suicide prevention.
Yebo. So still carrying on. This is actually coming from Talk Suicide HCV. Now, talking about suicide doesn't cause people to actually kill themselves, but not talking about it, it might. Now, free training is helping people to speak out about suicide and to provide support to those suffering. Now, you guys need to go in and visit this website, _talksuicide.co.uk for more information. Hashtag Talk Suicide. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, he was telling us about Gary being the only coach who has won the World Cup. That comes as a shock to me because I thought Proteas were like the #1 cricket team in the
Right.
world.
Who's that man who passed away even? Didn't he win? Hansi Kronia.
But on a coaching perspective, Gary is the only one who has won the World Cup in South Africa.
Wow,
And,
okay.
he has led the Proteas to become #1 in the Test match.
Yes.
And he has led another team called Hurricanes.
So basically this foundation is just him giving back to the community.
Yes, he's giving back to the community, and he's trying to give opportunity to the kids that they never get opportunity before. So he's trying to make a difference by all means to provide equipment and professional coaches so that the kids can get quality cricket and be better players.
Okay, all right.
So, Sivile, cricket is not a popular sport in the township for the black young ones. So how is the Gary Christian Foundation trying to bridge that gap?
We are working with schools from grassroots, mini cricket which is 7 years old, up until 18 years old. So hopefully if you are starting working with the kids, it's going to spread through the community because school is made out from kids from the community.
Yes.
So those
yes.
kids, they are able to go back and give back to their mates, to their kids that we are coaching in the schools, they go back and play street cricket with their mates.
And with regards to that, do they ever maybe get scholarships, sporting scholarships, for varsity through maybe the foundation, or has the foundation maybe ever helped them, with tertiary sort of level of education?
At the moment, we have produced some couple of boys that they're coming from our township, and they're coming from the schools that we build facilities. And some of them they're going to Rowan Bush Boys, and some of them they're going to Newlands Cricket High School.
Wow.
Some of them they're getting a scholarship from all over Cape Town. So there are such many opportunities for them if only they are committed and they've got a passion for the game.
Definitely.
Now, what coaching programs do you guys have for aspiring people who actually want to become coaches in cricket?
First of all, the person here has got his own coaching education.
Okay,
that
nice.
Running online.
Yeah.
So people they are doing it online. And,
Yeah.
to some people, for the people that are working for the foundation, it's free of charge.
Oh, nice.
And to some people that they are not working in the foundation, they have to pay some more fees for them to access the coaching education.
Sevilla, yeah.
Sorry. Because my understanding was that it could be free.
Yes.
So maybe then so you're saying it's free to a certain extent.
Yes.
It's free to what extent in order then you then pay after? Is it when you're moving maybe into professional space, then maybe you pay for a more professional coach, or am I not understanding it?
I haven't seen anyone coming from the foundation yet and going to a professional position like coaching maybe Proteas, coaching the amateurs team. So far, the foundation is still new in the town.
Okay, all right.
It has gone only plus minus 4 years.
Okay.
But then we've managed to develop the local coaches. And some of them, they are working with the top schools like Parklands High School. Some of them, they are working at Cambridge Primary School that is in Durbanville. And I was working there last year since August up until December.
Okay.
With the 4 years that you've been in existence, how do you pinpoint the townships that you want to work with? Ngoba sifuna usebenza kwalanga this time, sifuna usebenza inyanga this time. How does the selection process go?
Okay, Gary, he goes according to the school academics at the same time.
Great.
So there's a school called Krizani at Makaza. So he saw the academics, so I think that was in 2014. And then he approached the principal. And since Krizani is a school of art, it's one of the popular schools. So I think they knew each other. So that's how the foundation he get to the township. And we are trying to reach to the other schools that we are impressed with the academics, but not just academics, but we're looking for the passion as well. That,
no, definitely.
Yeah, some of the kids that they're coming from different schools, coming to attend our practices in those schools that we have built facilities. So those kids that we see that they are coming on board, and then we get sometimes we get like their petition to go and see what's happening on these schools.
Okay, I must tell you that you're not the only people who are impressed. We're also impressed with the foundation
Yes.
that creating. Are we gone?
We're gone. We're so gone. Welcome back. You're still tuning in right here on Ekse. We're coming to you live right here on Cape Town TV, and I hope you guys are still enjoying the rest of the show so far. Now, our hashtag for the day is hashtag suicide prevention. Now, I'm going to read a tweet coming from Annie. It says, I just wanted to tell you that you are really precious to me, even if we don't know each other. If you're feeling down, please DM me. I want to help that beautiful soul of yours and make those eyes shine again. Now, this one coming from Jessica says, you are important. Your feelings matter. Your stories matter as well. Your life matters. I'm always a message away if anyone ever needs to talk. Hashtag suicide awareness. And guys, we need to support each other, and especially with those who are actually suffering with depression and a lot of these social issues. And the social media is the platform for that. But right about now, we actually need to go and check out what's happening on our yellow couches. I know it's actually a full house. Lama, Sia, what's happening?
Zaida, it's unfortunate that South Africa is one of the highest upper that has the highest unemployed youth.
That's very true.
And it's because of
Because
school.
the pressures of school.
Yeah.
You know, you have to excel, yet, you know, economically, we aren't necessarily given the viable options economically.
Nasesikolweni mhlambi basic education is
Even
not-
basic education, and hence why, you know, there are such funds like African Scholar Fund. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
So for people who do not know about the African Scholar Fund, what is it all about and when did it begin?
I think the first and most important thing to say is that we're one of the organizations that can lay claim to the fact that we have a 50-year track record.
Oh man.
50 years!
50-year track
Wow!
record. And these are two of our products, but to give you an idea, we work at high school level.
Okay.
We encourage our youngsters to, as you say, at least complete their basic education. You know, you can strive to go to varsity, you can strive to go to a TVET college, but if you don't finish your high school, no
You
way
can't
those
leave
doors
there.
are going to
Very
open.
true.
So that's where the African Scholars Fund steps in. We work in our state schools. We don't get any state funding, so our funds for the 50
Oh, is
years
it?
comes from individual donors. There are 5 of us in the office. We work hard at everything, from fundraising to marketing. It's all done from one office. We're now located in Weinberg.
I'm actually quite interested within the funds. Maybe there's some stuff or information you may not release and keep that confidential, of course. But how do you, where do you get the funding? Do you go to corporations? Is it individuals who have the good heart, you know, to be like, okay, here we go, here's 1 million. How do you guys sustain yourself and source funding?
Yeah, South Africa is full of people that have good hearts and
Yes.
that are compassionate. You just need to be able to reach them,
Very
and they
true.
just need to know that there's an organization where if they send their funding, it's channeled in that direction. So as I say, 50 years on, we have a loyal pool of donors and a handful of trusts that
Yes.
work with us.
Now, Ms. Eliza, this foundation excites me very much because education is very important and everybody deserves to get educated. Now, how do you choose the learners that you fund? What type of people are you looking for? And say, okay, the one with the maroon suit deserves this. The one with the white shirt deserves this. You must have a card and spectacles. Hoi.
Yeah, well, we work with many schools. And of course, as I said, we don't have satellite offices. We have 5 ladies sitting in an office. So we depend on the principals and our bursary representatives at schools to identify the learners.
Okay.
They give our application forms to our learners. These two can attest to it. And then it's up to the learner to take the responsibility to apply.
Could I actually speak to one of the learners?
You may.
How did you guys come about knowing, or were you identified by a particular teacher in your guys' school where they said, okay, here's application forms, go apply? How did you go about finding out about African Scholar Fund?
Hi, my name is Yanga Sotoza, and I was funded by African Scholars Fund since 2016 until 2017. So I found out about African Scholars Fund from my maths teacher, which was Miss Mali. And she said I should apply, but at that time I didn't understand what was African Scholars Fund about. So I didn't want it. So she persisted that I should apply, and then I applied, and then that's how I got it.
Now, Yanga, what are you studying currently and how has the fund helped you and what would you like to say to them?
Well, at this moment I'm not studying.
What did you study?
So on 2017 I finished my matric, and then likely African Scholars Fund is working with Guysian Engineering Company, and then there was an internship there, so I applied for it, and then I got the internship on 2018. And then at the end of 2018 I was given a permanent job at Guysian Engineering. That's where I'm working at the moment.
What's this? NSFAS. So how is the fund different from NSFAS? Because nabo ngabantu abakhupha imali for abantu bayesikolweni.
We are different in that we only work with high schools.
Okay.
And we help about 2,500 learners every year from Eastern Cape, Western Cape, and Northern Cape public high schools.
So where are your head offices if
we only have one office
which
in
is here?
Yes, here in Weinberg.
Okay. Now, talking about that, do you see your students as well outside after they've finished high school? Do you maybe see, you know, if they have been able to get into varsity, or does it only end in high school? The mentorship, that is, you know, because I mean, I'm sure with the scholarship comes, you know, are you okay? Are you all right? How are you doing? Your aspirations and dreams. So are those dreams then seen through after high school, you know, if they pursue themselves?
Okay, during their grade 12, we sort of guide them, we send them information, and we sort of do career guidance sessions with them. And then we also encourage them to keep in touch. So when they pass their grade 12, they send us their results and tell us about their plans.
Wow.
And then we also have a WhatsApp group with them so that we keep in touch and find out how they are.
Anyways, I want to find out from you, luckily for you, Econ African Scholar Fund, but do you think that the government is doing enough to see through that e-learners are going to school and for the education that they deserve?
I think government is doing a bit, but it needs more assistance from the individuals that have money in the country. Government put a lot of money on education, so I think that is right. But our country has recently been democratic.
Yeah.
So I think government is doing its bit.
It's best.
It's best. But now we need funders like African Scholars Fund to assist us to see potential in us, especially in the township school.
Yeah, I'd actually like to concentrate on you as an individual, what African Scholar has done for you. Tell us more. How did you find out about African Scholar? Were you in grade 7? What were you doing? Whatever grade you were in, that is, you know, because it is high school, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how did you go about finding out about African Scholar Fund?
I found about African Scholars Fund about my teacher in grade 9. Then he said I must apply because my marks were quite good, so I qualified for the bursary.
All right, African Scholar Fund, so sorry to cut you there. We're running out of time, but thank you so much for joining us right here on our yellow couches. And of course, right now, guys, it's time for us to go in and check in, insert by the African Scholar Fund. We'll be right back.
Hello everyone, my name is Eliza. I'm the director at the African Scholars Fund. And today we are in the Eastern Cape, rural Eastern Cape in fact, at a small little school called Enkwenkwezini High School. And we're here to hand over bicycles to every learner. And the reason we've decided to hand over bicycles is because these kids walk long distances from their little home to the school. And can you imagine what a bicycle will do for them? Not only will they be able to get to school quicker, maybe they can sleep a little bit longer in the morning and get to school safely and quickly, and also have a means then to get back. And it offers a bit of recreation for them over weekends, over school holidays. And since every learner at the school, and there's 205 of them today that are getting a bicycle, so since every learner at the school is getting a bike, they can plan all kinds of activities together during the school holidays. So we're looking forward to a really great day where you will be able to see the bikes being handed over. We have the parents here as well, because for the little village, it's a big thing. It's a big thing that they have a donor that came all the way from the States to donate the bikes, and that the African Scholars Fund has coordinated all of this. So we're looking forward to sharing in the joy that these kids will be experiencing today. And you're welcome to join us in that experience.
My name is David Brienza. I'm from the USA, New York City. I represent Bike Town Africa. We're here in Jamala Village, ready to give every student and teacher a new bicycle. It's been fun here. We work very closely with African Scholars Fund to identify this school. They've done that for us. The children are wonderful, big help. They help us actually make the bicycles. Sometimes not so helpful, but most times very helpful. So our partnership with African Scholars Fund and Bike Town Africa has been great. This is our 3rd year now working with them, identifying schools and students who are worthy to receive brand new African-made bicycles.
Okay, hello, I'm Gigi Brienza. I'm with Bike Town Africa and been here having a really wonderful time with the students, building bicycles and now putting kits together for repair so they can maintain their bike while they own it. And wonderful organized group of kids who self-organized once they knew there was a process to be had. So having a really wonderful time here. Very proud to be associated with Bike Town Africa and thankful to the African Scholars Fund to bring us in touch with these wonderful kids. So having a great day.
African Scholars Fund. That's a celebration worth celebrating.
And progressive, so it's definitely a celebration.
So Jubilee, they're so excited within their rights, of course.
No,
so African Scholar Fund funds with the school fees, uniforms, transportation. Are there any other basic needs that you offer the learners?
Well, besides the little bit of financial assistance that we give them, our grade 9s, towards the end of their year, they have to choose subjects going into their FET phase at school.
Yes.
So this is where we assist. We have a little advice booklet that we send off to our grade 9s to make sure, and we guide them on how to choose their subjects. You know, we don't want younger to do maths lit just because he's struggling with maths, and then one day he wants to go into engineering. So we assist them there. With our grade 11s, we have a career guidance workbook that the learner, the parent, and the allo teacher works with for the entire year. So it's divided into sections. So at the end of their grade 11 year, they go into grade 12 knowing exactly what career path they want to follow. They know whether they have to go to university or can they go to a TVET college for what they want to do. They also know where to look for funding. So the parent also knows, that's what my child's going to do, and we know why my child is interested in that. So at least then in their grade 12 year, that learner can be focused on.
Talking about that, actually, you know, because I just thought right now that you said that you guys go to the actual schools and the teachers source the kids for them to apply, right? Now, if ever you get a student who is interested in coming directly and applying, how do they go about if you guys do allow that?
Well, if you meet our criteria, we take you on board. And our criteria is 50% or more in every subject.
Okay.
So our minimum is 50. And then you at a school where the school fees are 4,500 or less per year. And then your family income is 7,500 or less per month.
And where do people get these application forms if ever they would like to access?
We send it off to the schools that we work with, or you can go onto our website, www.asf.org.za, and you can download these application forms. Many of the schools we work with are in our rural areas. So this is where the learners depend and rely on our bursary reps to give them the application forms.
So looking back to that video, actually, because I saw a bike that you guys gave to the students. And this is because of the distance, am I right? That they cover, because it's in rural areas. Okay.
We're very proud of our relationship with Bike Town. This is our 3rd or 4th year. And in fact, we were introduced to Bike Town by Life Choices. I'm sure you know Life Choices also goes around to schools. So we do work in collaboration with other organizations that are busy with schools. So we've been giving bikes for the past 4 years and rain jackets. I remember the one school in Seymour, we had just given them the bicycles on the one day, and then 2 days later we got an email from the principal showing that it's snowing. And it was amazing. The one day was a hot day, and then 2-3 days later it was snowing, and so the rain jackets came in handy.
So particularly in case of Bantu that live far from school.
We are in partnership with Bike Town Africa. They are based in the USA. So every year they ask us to identify a school in the rural area. So we look at the schools in our database and decide which one to choose.
Okay, can you decide to choose Cape Town TV as well? Because I live far from work. And
specifically ask for rural.
This can be rural if we decide. So now, Miss Eliza, what's challenging about your job, as well as what do you enjoy the most about the work that you do?
Oh my word, if I didn't enjoy the work I did, because it is challenging. It's challenging in the first place that we work with the poorest of the poor, and that's a cliche. That we don't get state funding, that we do the administration that's required, we do the mentoring that's required, and we have to do the fundraising that comes with it. I have to take my hat off to our donors. They've been loyal. They've been really loyal, and they've been loyal because we give them the feedback that they need. We have, when Yanga or Aviwe writes to us, we keep a copy in their file and we send their letter on to the donor. So the donor can see and they can build their relationship with their donors.
What has African Scholarship Fund taught you outside of school?
African Scholar Fund have taught me to be responsible because I have to write letters by myself and send it by myself. By that way, I became responsible of my future.
Yes, that's great.
That's great. And then, okay, it has provided me mentorship. Okay, they have provided me mentorship and career guidance so that I can choose a career for myself. And
what would you like to be, out of interest sake, if you're not doing it already?
Okay, now I am an intern at Cassia Engineering.
Okay. Nice.
Okay,
nice.
So next year I intend to go and start for civil engineering.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Younger?
Yeah, okay. No, yeah, I was going to ask you the exact same thing. Yanga, what has African Scholarship Fund taught you outside of school, as a human being?
Well,
the overall aspect of a human being.
Okay, it taught me to be proactive because you need to be the one to sign the form and also go to ask the teacher for the form, and also decide which is subject to do or which career you're going to follow. For example, like after I finished my grade 12, I wanted to be a mechatronics. But
hard one.
Yeah,
hard one, but you can do it.
Okay, Younger, before we let you guys go, kuthiwa isandla esiphayo sisandla esisikelekileyo. We know what African Scholar Fund has done for you. So what are you prepared to do for EOE Foundation to show your appreciation and give back?
Well, at the moment, I'm still helping at home, but as the time goes on, I'll be the next donor at the African Scholars Fund.
Oh,
wow. Wow.
So
That's
before we,
beautiful.
yeah, you can.
Can I?
And me, I'm tutoring young students who are
That's-
doing matric so that more students can get the opportunity that I get to be with African Scholars Fund.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Ms. Eliza?
I just wanted to say that is a question that a lot of our donors ask. What do they do afterwards? But you have to bear in mind, we work at high school level.
Yes.
From high school, they have to educate themselves. And then once they start working, you should know, Yanga starts to look after his cousin brother or cousin sister. And the shortest period that we've had for one of our bursars to become a donor is, what was it? It was Simpiwe. It was 16 years. So then only he
That was the youngest.
The shortest period,
Oh, the shortest period?
of having left the African Scholars Fund as a
Was a
bursar.
16-year-old.
16 years before he was able to really give back and
I
yeah.
hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all
for
right.
funders or potential funders, the African Scholar Fund is nomdla. So what could you tell them? Why should they assist?
Firstly, with our bursaries, we don't just give out. It's not a handout. They have to work for it. We have a criteria that a learner must pass with 50% and above in all subjects. And then when she's in the program, we give the first payment beginning of the year. And then to get the balance of your whole bursary, you must work hard again to achieve the 50% that we want in June. Then we pay out the balance.
Right. Okay. Right now, we're about to play out the balance here at Breaks.
All right, welcome back. We're still tuning right here on Ekse. We're coming to you live right here on Cape Town TV. Do call us on 021 448 0448 if you wish to actually be on this show right here. And we still have our guest presenter, who is Siyasanga. Let us know on social media platforms by voting for him using the hashtag Ekse is my vote. My vote is, sorry about that, but I still got you. All right, so the hashtag for the day is hashtag suicide prevention. Now I'm going to be reading some of the tweets, the last bits of tweets coming from Brandon Boyd. Says, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. There is help. Take one step by calling the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Now remember, there's a lot of strength in asking for help. Now this one is coming from Anne, and she's coming all the way from Australia. Says, language lesson. When reporting on suicide, the media should avoid discussing suicide as a desirable outcome. Stating that a suicide was successful is problematic. Instead of using the term died by suicide or took their own life is preferred. Hashtag suicide prevention. Now the last one is coming from Kristen. Says, because a pain shared is a pain halved. Hashtag suicide prevention. And that is it for our tweets of the day, and I hope you guys actually enjoyed the show, and of course you actually engaged with us on our social media platforms. We are available on Facebook and of course on Twitter. But right about now, I say we take a musical interlude. Here's Black Coffee. Check it out.
That was Shakana with Your Eyes. You're still tuned in. Eva. You are still tuning into Cape Town TV, channel 263 Cape. There we are. You still tuned in.
For a moment you were looking for that camera.
Yes,
like, where is it?
Yes. As I was saying, it is channel 263 Cape Town TV. Ekse, I am Siyasanga Mbikwana, a new face. Please do keep in contact with us on our social medias and do vote. Hashtag, this is the first hashtag that we have for today, which is hashtag Ekse, my vote is Siyas Mbikwana.
Okay, that's what you must do if you want to keep him up.
Yeah.
Ekse, my name is Lama.
He ain't running for the presenter show.
Once again, another finalist is going to be on the show. I'm gunning for your votes. I'm Kamala Kinkakamba. She's going to be interviewing Interconnect Fashion as well as Skin Dip and many, many more. So make sure that you tune in tomorrow.
All right, so this is it.
That was a lovely show.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Toodles. Tomorrow.
Bye.